Have you ever wondered what gems and secrets the neighborhood of Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C. holds? My name is Kenny. I'm a tour guide of Washington, D.C. and a native Washingtonian. Today, we're going to explore the neighborhood of Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C. and see what hidden secrets and hidden gems are on Capitol Hill. The Navy Yard started in the early 1800s. Originally, the Navy Yard was a place to build and design ships. As the Navy Yard expanded, people moved close to the Navy Yard. There were merchants, there were butchers, men who made shoes, and then the neighborhood of Capitol Hill started. Now, when the neighborhood of Capitol Hill first started, it was very bad. Muddy streets, very little people living there. There was very few permanent housing. Most people were very transient. A lot of hotels and boarding houses. But what changed Capitol Hill was several laws. One was the projection law. The projection law said that you could start building different types of homes. Instead of flat front houses, you could have houses that were projected out. So in other words, you had from your front door to the sidewalk. Another law that was passed was the Parking Act, where the city of Washington was in charge of putting trees and sidewalks on Capitol Hill. Then there was the Organic Act, where people from the District of Columbia literally had a big bonus when the government said they would pay half the expenses of the city of Washington. Another thing that changed Washington, D.C. was the Civil Service Commission in the early 1880s. Once the Civil Service Commission Act was passed, many people moved to Capitol Hill. There were carpenters, bricklayers, government workers. There were also lawyers on Capitol Hill. What was life like for people who actually lived on Capitol Hill? I'd like to introduce you to a gentleman who lived on Capitol Hill in the 1880s. He was a homeowner, and he can tell you what he did to make ends meet, what he did for a profession. So here's my good friend Jeremy from the 1885.
I live in a modest two-level home on Capitol Hill, just a short walk from the Capitol building where I work as a government clerk. My position is considered respectable, but at $30 a month, my salary barely covers the essentials. My mortgage is $50 a month, which is a hefty sum. To make ends meet, I rent out 2 rooms on the second floor of my home for $10 each per month. The tenants are typically young professionals, also working for the government, or transient workers who are in town for short-term assignments. The main floor of the house includes a small parlor where I entertain guests on occasion, though my social life is modest due to my financial constraints. The kitchen is the heart of the home, where I often prepare simple meals of bread, potatoes, and occasionally a bit of meat. I heat the house with a coal stove, and while it keeps things warm in the winter, it's a constant reminder of the soot and grime that come with city living. By candlelight in the evenings, I sometimes help my tenants draft letters or documents, as my clerking skills are useful to those less literate. This earns me a small bit of extra income, perhaps a nickel here or a dime there, which I squirrel away for emergencies. Life on Capitol Hill in 1885 is vibrant yet challenging. The streets are bustling with carriages, and the construction of grand government buildings is a constant reminder of the city's growing importance. My neighbors are a mix of other government workers, shopkeepers, and a few wealthier families who own larger homes. Despite my financial struggles, I take pride in my work and my ability to maintain my home, even if it means living frugally. On Sundays, I attend church services at a local chapel, where I enjoy a sense of community and the solace of familiar hymns. I also take the opportunity to discuss local news and politics with other Capitol Hill residents. The recent completion of the Washington Monument is a frequent topic of conversation, as is the steady growth of our nation's capital. Though life is not easy, I find moments of joy in the small things, the smell of fresh bread baking in the oven, the camaraderie of my tenants, and the satisfaction of completing a day's work in service to the government.
Things have changed significantly since the 1880s. A house in Capitol Hill will cost you over $889,000. The average income of someone living on Capitol Hill is $159,000. The racial makeup is 60% white, 20% African American. So enough talk about Capitol Hill. Let's just take a spin in a vehicle and go around Capitol Hill, and let me point out some of the sights to you.